What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are at Sioux Falls Regional Airport for the 58th airport update for the month of November 2024. We've got some flight recreations that we get to do and also a special livery here at this airport, and also have a new model for at least this particular series. I've already debuted this in an earlier airport update, but you can probably figure out what model that is just by me saying that. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started at gate number 1, where we have a Delta Airbus A319. This aircraft arrived in from Atlanta as Flight 2615 at 11:09 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 11:18 p.m. arrival. I do want to talk about Delta Mainline too, as on Wednesday, December 18th, we're going to get a special 717 flight in from Minneapolis. So nice to have the 717 do a one-off return to Sioux Falls, and hopefully that can return as regular, because last winter we did have it come in for about a month during the winter season, so maybe they'll change that up a little bit, maybe from Atlanta, but MSP would definitely be nice too, because they don't get too many of those 717s anymore. I think when I was in Minneapolis last time, I don't think I saw too many of them as compared to previous visits, so they're really kind of cycling them through, and now they're mostly out of Atlanta now, I believe, because they are all ex-Airtran airframes, or at least the majority of them are, so that's kind of where they were for most of their life. Move on down to Gate 5A, we had this American Eagle Embraer 175. This aircraft arrived in from Phoenix Sky Harbor as Flight 6287. That is not an Air Wisconsin flight number, that is a SkyWest flight number. I don't know why it's so high on this day. All the flights in this update are from Tuesday, November 26. So the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, with one exception. It'll be from Wednesday the 27th. This aircraft arrived in at 1:30 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 2:05 p.m. arrival in one of the newer SkyWest 175s for American Eagle. We're going to skip over that aircraft to the other side because I want to save that for later, but you can guess what it is based on the livery. So that's the kind of fun we have here. But moving on to Gate 7, we have this United 737-800 with the Evo livery. This arrived in from Denver as Flight 312 at 11:18 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 11:25 p.m. arrival. I did notice for United Mainline in December, it's going to go down to just one main line and I think 2 regional flights, if I remember right. I'll pop up the screenshot from Pass Rider so you can see what that schedule is. But based off memory, when I did a little research prior to recording this update, I did notice that there was going to be a few less services. But I'll check again just to verify that information, because that sounds a little off, but always something new with this update. Moving over to Gate 6, we have this United Express CRJ 550. This came in from Chicago O'Hare as Flight 4472, operated by GoJet, at 2:33 p.m. Had to be scheduled 2:36 p.m. arrival. So nice to see the GoJet 550 cycling back in O'Hare. They always go through that cycle between O'Hare and Newark. They really just shuffle them in and out of those airports every so often. So looks like we'll be getting the GoJet 550s for the foreseeable future. And I'll swing the camera on over as we check out the Embraer 175 for Delta Connection, parked at Gate 4, surrounded by various GSC equipment, mainly the Jet Set models, 3D printed GSC, which is awesome. Hoping to get a few more sets of those at some point down the line. This aircraft arrived in from Minneapolis is Flight 3957, operated by SkyWest. This ride-in delayed at 10:29 a.m. from a 10:20 a.m. scheduled arrival, behind by 9 minutes. So that's all the aircraft that we have at the terminal, minus one, anyway. And I'll go ahead and switch the camera. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the recreation of my 2 Allegiant flights that I took in and out of Sioux Falls during the Florida Excursion back in November of 2024. I was really excited to have embarked on that adventure. All the content is still coming out from that, and as a matter of fact, tomorrow is going to be part 1 of the very epic Miami International Airport plane spotting that I did. And you're going to see a bunch of awesome highlights in that video, including the British Airways A380 Super, Lufthansa 747-8 Retrojet, that's right, Yankee Tango is going to be in a plane spotting video of mine. Really excited to share that with you all. And there will be also other fun catches that I got from Miami, like Bahamas Air, Avianca Cargo, and just everything in between. There was so much cool stuff that we spotted in Miami. But back to the aircraft at hand, we'll start off with the one there in the foreground in focus. The Allegiant A320 with the sharklets and in the new livery, which is not accurate since I don't have the older livery 320 in my collection. This aircraft taxiing for departure out to Nashville as Flight 1948, and this departed at 6:52 p.m., delayed from a 6:01 p.m. scheduled arrival. You can go check out my trip report on that flight. I'll put a card up in the top right so you can go check that out after you're done with this video, of course. So delayed there by 41 minutes, and for those that haven't seen the trip report, the summary for that delay was there was a computer issue with something up front of the cockpit, so the pilots had to get that figured out and reset it, and eventually we were on our way. So I think the delay, at least in the penalty box anyway, I think it was about like 25-30 minutes, but we left the gate a few minutes late because the inbound flight arrived in about 20 minutes behind schedule from Nashville, so a little bit of a delay there and just kind of compounded on top. But thankfully that didn't affect anything that I had planned that night, because the only thing was just, get to the hotel, meet up with Connor, and just get some rest before the very next day when we really started the Florida Excursion. But yeah, super fun flight that was, minus that pre-departure delay, and can't do too much about it because it's Allegiant. Airlines are going to have those kinds of delays. Life happens. And then we went over to Gate 5. This is the A319, which is more accurate, this as I did fly a new livery 319 from St. Petersburg. This ride in is Flight 1068 at 5:32 p.m. and have a scheduled 5:55 p.m. arrival. So that St. Petersburg flight was really nice. Thankfully, no major delays. I think the only one we had was like a 5-10 minute wait short of the runway because there was some single prop traffic moving around. They get a lot of like the GA planes that were moving around. So had a little bit of a wait for that, but otherwise the flight was excellent there as well, and arrived 20 minutes ahead of schedule, which was good. And I figured that was going to happen because they block out the time a little bit further, because I think they try to factor in like other delays on the ground and all that. So it's good to make up all that time in the air, and in that case we made up 23 minutes. So I was able to get home early enough so that I could still get everything off my camera and start putting together a good plan for videos when I got back home the next weekend. So again, just an awesome trip, and I'm super excited to share the rest of the content with you all. Again, tomorrow is going to be part 1 of the Miami International Airport plane spotting saga. Part 2 is going to come out on December 3rd, and then after that we'll move into the flight up to Orlando, and then Orlando plane spotting, and then do a little Tampa plane spotting, and then we'll take that Allegiant flight, and this particular flight, back here to FSD. So loaded December coming up, and I'm really excited to share everything with you all. So be sure, if you aren't subscribed yet somehow, if you're new to the channel, this is the first video you're seeing, subscribe, hit the bell, do that whole, the whole 9 yards. You know the drill with that. And stay tuned, because a lot of fun things are coming as we head through the final days of 2024. And there's going to be more fun stuff next year too, so really excited to share that with you all as well. So now we'll move on to the hard stand just across the way, and there is the special livery in question. Yes, the American Eagle Embraer 170 Retro has returned. It comes in occasionally, it just really depends on whatever aircraft they have scheduled. There's no, there's no consistency with this, but it is nice to get the retro aircraft in every so often. I have not been fortunate to spot it twice, as I spotted it in Sioux Falls this past May, and then also got it in Minneapolis then in July. I don't know if it was this past May even. My timeline is all screwed up right now, so apologies on that. And you do so much traveling now, combined with airliners, Minneapolis, Florida, just everything. It really does kind of screw with your timeline. But I have spotted it twice, that is correct, but have gotten it in Sioux Falls and in Minneapolis now, so really fortunate to have gotten it twice, and hopefully there'll be a third time not too far in the future. This arrived in from Chicago O'Hare as Flight 3357, operated by Envoy Air, and this is the flight from Wednesday the 27th. This arrived in at 5:21 p.m., head of a scheduled 5:29 p.m. arrival. And then 2 more aircraft to work with. We are not done just yet. Got a lot more to cover here. As we check out the United A320 Evo Blue, finally have it in a Sioux Falls airport update after so long. I did debut this in a Des Moines airport update from earlier this month, so go check that out as well if you want to see it in action over there. But this also made its appearance in the unboxing video from yesterday when I bought it off of Connor just ahead of our Florida Excursion trip. So thank you again for this model, really appreciate it. And happy to finally have it. But either way, I'll still push for Gemini and NG to get their renditions out at some point, because this plane has been around for, 4 years now? Almost 5. And amazingly, we still haven't gotten it from any other manufacturer but this Altitude model / Panda exclusive that came out earlier this year. This aircraft arrived in from Chicago O'Hare as Flight 1497 at 10:25 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 10:38 p.m. arrival. And then our final aircraft, I'll move the camera around once again as we check out the A319 for American Airlines, the very much now a staple for FSD with the upgrade that we got back in February of 23, and it's been around ever since, minus a 2-month span this past winter. This ride in from DFW is Flight 2872 at 12:52 p.m., delayed from a 12:46 p.m. scheduled arrival. And that, my friends, is all for Sioux Falls this month, number 58 in this series. Parking garage update at this point, that's long past since the facility has now fully opened. I'll be releasing a little bit of a tour video on it shortly after Christmas. It'll be once the Allegiant trip report from St. Petersburg to Sioux Falls is uploaded. So I will have a video that'll talk a little bit about the parking garage and just some of the other details that go with it. Try to make it, fun and entertaining, so that way it gives the parking garage a little more exposure, if you will, because I think Sioux Falls now might be one of the smallest airports in the country that even has a covered parking garage, a 4-level garage. I don't think an airport of this size, I don't know if another one really has it with 7 gates and all that. There may be 1 or 2 out there, but I can't name any. So if you know, please leave a comment, because I'd be eager to hear what other airports of similar size may have a parking garage. So once we get into 2025, I'm sure there's going to be tons of other exciting news for the airport with the terminal expansion. I'm still watching for developments on that. Nothing new at this point, but that will certainly change as we head into the new year. With that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.